Alright, this pyramid cut, I got my blade set to 10 degrees, and I'm making this cut first. Then I'll locate my dominoes, then I can make my tapers. Just mocking this up. I'm going to locate the support piece, the cross half lap piece, right to the edge of my pyramid, and that'll give me this reveal right here. Yeah, it's about 3/8 of an inch. Okay, that's about right. Okay, so I'm going to stick with that. If you wanted to increase that, then you'd have to cut this back further or make it wider, whatever. But I think that's going to look nice right there. I'm glad I went back up and looked at my drawing. This is not the way these legs will be oriented. I take that back. They will be oriented this way, but it's not a square table. It's joined at the ends of these two, and it forms a cross, not a square. So I've got to rethink what I'm doing here. I'm going to stand these back up. Hang on a second. All right, I've got them oriented the way I want, imagining that the cross is going to be in here, like so. And what I need to do is erase. What do I do with my eraser? Alright, now I need to pair them. So I'm just going to put an X here and an X over here. An O here. And an O there. Okay. Now I know which way they're going to go, which face is facing it, and then this is going to get tapered on this side and this side. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. No, I take that back. The outside face is staying square. It's the two side faces and the inside face. Yeah, otherwise you would narrow the footprint. All right, I've located center on my piece. This is a drop from one of the cross members. You can see that. And I made several domino cuts here, trying to determine what would be best. And as it turned out, the first one I made was right on the tabletop. Second one was with one credit card. Third one was with one business card, and the other one was with 2 business cards. This one. Turns out one business card is as close as I'm going to get without really chasing it, I guess I'll put it that way. But this one was critical also because this is where my domino is sitting flat on the table. So I cut that end off, and I'm using that as a setup jig here, and drew several lines to locate center on my workpiece. This is the drop, but you can see if I move this, I can get that those two lines are really close to what I want. And if I just cover it like that, I have to remember that this is the piece that's going to be, or this is the side that's going to be on the tabletop. So this is the thickness or the offset I need right there to lift my domino from the tabletop surface. And it's just shy of a ½ inch, I think. Well, I'm gonna get that measurement first before I change this, but you can see I'm the ½ inch mark is just hidden underneath my square here. So this is the dimension I need to have to cut a spacer to lift my domino. So I'm going to do that next. That's what I'm looking for. Turns out a piece of Baltic birch is darn near perfect. It's 10,000ths of an inch under. I'm not going to mess with that. Alright, I'm just going to go for it here. I've got the domino I'm going to use is 8 by 50. So 25 on my depth. That stays square. I'm going to use a tight setting and see if I can get away with it on both pieces. What I've done here is made a mark on this piece, pretty much centered here, but registered off of the bottom square face. Transferred that line to my leg, and then I'll make my cut in my leg, and then I'll use this same mark to make the cut in my cross. So let's see here. Oh, the other thing I want to tell you. So then when I do the opposite leg though, to keep this square, I have to rotate. This gets rotated this way, and then so does my leg. So it's done in the opposite direction. Okay? So I haven't marked this one yet, but I will. I've got it going in the opposite direction. I'm going to make this cut. This one goes this way. And then let's see how it looks. The reason I'm going to go for it is I've got plenty of length here. If this doesn't work out, I can cut off this, put another pyramid cut on it, and figure out what went wrong. All right, let's see how things go together. I marked these 1 and 2. This is 2. That's good. I like that. That was a little off. Just a fraction. So this one is nice and flush. This one is a little high. Now, how do I correct that? Do I correct it with the loose setting on this one? me see if my marks are off. Oh yeah, my mark is off. I missed the mark on this one. This one is right on the money. Okay, I'm going to loosen up the setting on this piece. Cut this again so I can move it. But that should be good. Alright, just getting a little preview, dry fit. And one thing I did notice is I've got to keep these, I've got them labeled 1 and 2, but I've got to go 1A and 2A type deal. And then this is just a fraction off of being perfect. So I've got to take just a little more out of one side of these to get this to come together. But that looks good. And then my top will sit on top of that. And I think that that'll be nice. Be a nice fit once it gets together. Alright, I'm getting ready to cut up my slab to make my top. And it's going to be anywhere from 1 3/4 to 1.5 inches thick. So I'm going to take a measurement here to cut these to length. And that way I can establish my taper. But to figure out the length, I need to find out where the bottom of the tabletop is, and that's going to be right about here. Push this back a little farther. So I've got this brace flush with, it's one of the pieces that came exactly flush with the top of this leg. So I'm going to take this and imagine this is the bottom of my tabletop. Press it up here. Bring my ruler to that point. Square it up as best I can here. Okay. So the length of the table is supposed to be 24 inches from the top of 24 inches high from the top of the table to the bottom of the legs. So right now that would put me 24 is the length of this ruler minus the thickness of my top. And I'm going to go on the thin side for now at 1.5 inches and put that mark, so that'd be 22.5 right here. Okay, that will give me a 24-inch high table. Now we can get this one out of the way. And make my mark here. Tune this cross piece up a little bit. And this is just perfectly flush now. So it's a beautiful fit. No gaps anywhere. That's gonna be nice. Once I put, it won't take very much glue at all to hold this together. So alright, I got my W jig set up here with the stop, and actually I used that last cutoff block from whichever leg it was, and it works out really nice. It does the point or the pyramid cut fits nicely into that block, and I've got this set up to just leave that line. So here we go. Okay. That'll work. All right, I'm going to set these aside and worry about those tapers a bit later. But those are all set to go. Save these. I don't know what I'll need them for, but I'm going to save them.